What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, reviewing today Saints Row Get Outta Hell. This is the new standalone DLC to Saints Row 4. After becoming the president, defeating aliens, and gaining superpowers, what more can this series really do? Well, they can have you go to hell and kill Satan. The game opens with the president inviting a bunch of his friends over for a giant sleepover. Next thing you know, they're playing with a Ouija board which opens up a portal to hell. Satan nabs the president, drags him down to hell, and tries to get him to marry his daughter. Johnny Gat, professional gangster and man without fear, teams up with pro hacker Kinsey Kensington to put a bullet between Satan's eyes and rescue the commander-in-chief. This is pretty much the full extent of the story. After this, you're set loose in hell to do some side quests, gain some hell dollars, collect some souls, and upgrade your abilities. The coolest thing ever is right off the bat, you get wings. Yes, that's right, you get Lucifer's broken halo. This gives you the ability to use magic and fly with legitimate wings. Flying around with the wings of a fallen angel actually takes a lot of skill, and it's probably the strongest part of this game. You have to time where you're flying, when you're flapping, and where you're going to be bouncing off of to keep gliding as long as possible. What this game does best is truly revel in its pointless nature. They give you a fun patch of hell to just tear up and let you go insane in it. Instead of cops, you deal with demons. Instead of performing insurance fraud for money, you're doing it so souls earn less years in hell. And instead of having a plot, the game's head writer just comes in and tells your character, hey, we couldn't think of a good reason for you to hang out with William Shakespeare, Blackbeard the Pirate, and Vlad the Impaler, so we just didn't bother writing a script. It's really cool. In fact, I'm really glad that it's just a little standalone DLC, because it makes it where you can just enjoy this little tidbit on its own without having to experience any of the other Saints Row universe. The humor is decent, the controls are strong, but really, unfortunately, that's where the good things end. Now we're going to start on what's wrong with this game. There are some game-breaking glitches. In fact, from the very moment I started, I was getting hammered with all sorts of errors that wouldn't make sense. Quests wouldn't trigger, vehicles were trying to sink into the ground, bad guys would appear and disappear randomly. I actually had to restart the entire game mid-livestream twice. It's also pretty much impossible to call these graphics by current standards. All this footage you're watching is captured from the PlayStation 4 version, and sadly, I think I've seen better things on last gen. Heck, Alan Wake looks better than this. By far, the biggest drawback of this, though, is the fact that it's only 4 hours long. That's right, leveling up, buying new guns, earning money, flying peacefully over the town, doing every single thing takes about 4 hours. From the second you land to the second the devil's dead is 4 hours of content. For $20, that is not worth the price tag at all. It really feels like they intended for you to sit down on a day off and beat it in a single sitting. That's what I did, and although it was fun, it just felt like it wasn't quite enough. There's an old saying in the game developing industry where they say if they crave more game, it shows that it was a strong title, but I think this is an exception that proves the rule. This game is so short, when the ending credits roll, you think it's a joke. I mean, how could it be so short? How could this whole thing be that brief? But really, it is. This title does have some great humor, some fun combat, and pure insanity abound, but it's really hard to give the devil his due. Let's head on over to the ratings board. I am giving Saints Row Get Outta Hell a 7.5 out of 10. I love what they're trying to do, and I'm really glad that they went so far out with this experience. Flying was a lot of fun, but $20 for a set of wings doesn't seem really worth it. I do have to give them credit and say it's probably one of the best standalone DLC packs I've ever played outside of a Grand Theft Auto game. And, you know, if they carried on this somehow, if Johnny Gat comes back and we get to fly around Steelport in the future with these wings, I'd have fun with it. But at the same time, I kind of think that maybe it's best if we just put this whole idea to bed. This has been DreamcastGuy. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. But as always, keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, maybe check out my last video. Please subscribe, and if you want, share this somewhere with your friends.